Yo, yo, yo. Late night.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Your mic.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me boom. Let me boom real quick. Okay. Welcome. Late night session about Bad Bobby. What's her name?
Bhad Bhabie, Bhad Bhabie.
Catch Me Outside.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody?
What's up, bro? Hold on.
How you doing?
Good, good. This is a fun topic. This is
All right, hold on. You guys mute your mics. Hold on. Right.
Shout out to Alpha Villains. I got those. Would you take initiative to cut it off?
Righteous. This is also true. And when it comes to the ladies, he's out of sight.
Let me guess. You one of these brothers think you can get by on one get a smile, huh? What about the smile?
I am smart.
You guys check in. Let me play the song real quick. Check in, and we'll do a roll call. Let's go. Make sure you like the video as you come in. We're going to start the show at 4 after. Nope. What's going on, everybody, on the late night? Afi Kingdom, we're going to be talking about Catch Me Outside. Let's check in. Topaz, check in and pass it down to Slick. Pass it down to Zay. Pass it down to Alex, AV, and Graham Mill.
Hey, everybody. It's Copan here. I got a lot to say about this topic. I think it's ridiculous.
Oh, salute, everybody. Salute. Sorry about that.
What up? What up?
Salute
What up?
Zay,
What's good? What's good? What's good?
AV, Cam,
what's up?
Nelly now.
What
Didn't
up? What
see
up?
you
What
down
up?
there, bro.
What up? What up?
What's good, everybody? Yo, welcome, man. Topaz, the Hudson, Zay, OG Rick, Afi, thank you for having me. Grand Cam, Nelly Nell, you already know. AV, aka Alpha Villains, YouTube channel, still underway. It's an honor to be here with my brother Afi, man. We always have a good vibe, and we appreciate everybody tuning in with us this late night. You know what I mean? So that's what it is.
Moving along, Zay.
Should I ain't say nothing yet? Man, what up with y'all? Salute to the panel, man. Everybody in the comment section. We about to get into some hot game today, like always. So that's all I got to say.
Facts.
What's up, guys? This is the Grand Male. I also go by Grand Cam. You can follow me on Instagram Instagram Cam. And my brand is the Grand Male, where we're helping guys every day, making sure that they're putting in the work to become a better man and to be of good quality to the women out there that they're interested in dating and just contributing to society and value. And I'm honestly honored to be on the panel with Afi again. And Alex, good to see you back on the same panel with me again as well, working with Afi. And salute to everybody on the panel. I'm ready for all the information.
Salute.
Absolutely. I'm gonna slide in because I don't know how we're doing this in the rotation, but yeah, thank you, Afi. Thank you, everybody, for being here. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it.
Nelly Nell, you're next. You're last.
Yo, what up, good people? What's up? Salute to everybody that's on the panel. Salute to Afi, for extending the invitation. I told him I'll pull up. I was just in the middle of watching a classic Earth, Wind, and Fire and Isley Brothers battle going on and all that. But
I saw that.
I had to show love to my man. So, shout out to everybody that's pulling up. You can catch me at IG NellyNell2221. Let's get it.
Let's go. So while Afi's taking care of the new addition to the crib, Bhad Bhabie, bro. Bhad Bhabie allegedly pulls $1 million, pardon me, in 6 hours for OnlyFans. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this broad is built like a 12-year-old boy. He's not. Again, I'm not the stereotypical dude. I want the big donkey butt and all that shit. But what I'm saying is, she doesn't even look like a female. She's not built, so she's built like a rail, and she allegedly pulled $1 million in 6 hours for OnlyFans.
Yeah. What does that say, bro? What does that say about the men in this world?
This is a deep topic, and I know it's been touched on, but it's just, for me, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that men have little to no options. They have to resort to shit like this when Pornhub is free.
Right.
Men forget, and they're under the assumption that options just come to them. Men are too busy wishing they had options versus creating options. So if you have options, why would you pay this one girl and let her accumulate $1 million in 6 hours? They don't need you. And men want to feel needed. That's the problem. Men want to feel needed, and they cannot wrap around their head that women don't need us anymore. Because if you could pull $1 million in 6 hours, what's the average bro can pull? What can the average bro pull in? More than what most of you dudes make in a year. So at the end of the day, the only thing that we can control is ourselves and level up so we can get into that top 5% of the men that are going to have their spoils of all the bras that are out here. But if you average and you're younger than me and you grew up in this social media shit and you don't have any guidance, you're fucked. The only thing that's keeping me sane is I still have old school game and I can navigate, bro. But you, and no disrespect to nobody on this panel or anybody, but most young people are not built for this shit, B. And this is why the suicide rate, everyone's so optionless, because they're scared. They just don't know where to start. And it's only going to get worse. They want to control how a woman behaves versus how they control how they behave in conjunction with their goal. So I can go on, but I don't want to hog it up. But yeah, who's that next, man?
I definitely want to dive in on this because I find it, and you guys can hear me good, right?
Yes.
So what I thought was really interesting is thinking about it is how many people that pay for this OnlyFans are actually millionaires themselves. This girl right here, right then became a millionaire. And that could be money that she could use the rest of her life. And you were out there just throwing it. And for what? Like, you should be embarrassed about that. It just doesn't make any sense.
I agree.
Yeah, I would like to add on to something about this. So AV, to your comment about how she made like $1 million in one day, right? So she posted an Instagram post 3 days ago where she talks about this. She took a screenshot of her. I guess it's your back end of your OnlyFans page. So her subscriptions, she earned $757,000. I'm just rounding it right now. She got in tips $5,500. And by the way, I was watching this OnlyFans review of her page on YouTube, and this one guy was saying that apparently you can also get tips just off like her tweets that she puts on OnlyFans. So I was tripping out about that. I'm like, wow, this girl gets like tips off tweets. Just that. And then her messages, I guess I don't know what messages means on OnlyFans, so if somebody wants to clarify that, but she earned $267,000 just on messages. So in total, that was $1,030,000. Crazy.
You know what it says to me? It says to me that pedophilia is on the rise. Because even though this girl, she probably just turned 18, right? It's the fact that it was like these men were waiting to pounce on this.
Outside
like,
the schoolyard, right?
They could not wait. I seen a video on Instagram, and there was this guy, he was talking about it. He was like, yo, we could not wait for her to make this and make that. It was on, I think, I forgot the guy's name, but he has a big Instagram platform, and he was showing the video, and the guy was just saying, yeah, we couldn't wait for this. She finally turned 18. And at the end of the clip, it showed that this guy was a sex offender or something like that. He sexually assaulted some young girls or something like that, and he was on the video talking about all of this, basically this pedophilia shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just to show that, like I said, pedophilia is really on the rise right now with a lot of men. You know, like a lot of men's head is really fucked up right now.
Yo, Zay, I can't believe. I mean, I'm glad that you took it there, man. That's some deep shit. You're absolutely right. And that could be an entirely different show, man. This whole pedophilia narrative, you know, where you had Epstein allegedly was doing all this type of, you know, Luciferian and pedophilia type shit. It's unfortunate because society now, you see, you got to understand what's happening, bro. Society is over-sexualizing young girls. They're feminizing young boys, and they're stripping the power away from a man. Yeah. That's like Never Land, bro. Like, and you know what I mean? That's like fantasy shit. And can you understand the chaos that's going to occur if men who are typically leaders, they should be stronger, etc., don't act on their natural abilities? There's going to be chaos, bro. So at the end of the day, Rick said it when we first started. What does that say about the men? And I want Rick to touch on it. And then Topaz too. I apologize.
Yeah.
Yo, it's like it really.
Shout out to P-Dub for the super chat, bro. Appreciate it, bro.
Nah, no doubt. Rick, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, it says a lot about where the average guy's head is at, or maybe not the average guy, but there's a lot of them enough to make her a millionaire, right? So I understand she had popularity before this, but I mean, for her to just get onto OnlyFans and make that pretty much overnight, right? It doesn't say a lot for men. I mean, and what is the message that it's sending to other girls who might be thinking the same thing? I think it's both sides of the coin, you know. Not only are the guys in a bad, you know, headspace, and the girls who are watching this as an example. So, you know, it can go either way. It's just tough to see, you know.
Facts. Ms. Topaz, I know you said you have a lot to say about this, especially you being the only woman on the panel. How do you feel about this?
I feel like it's... Oh, go ahead.
No, I just said Mahogany, come up here. You don't got to be the only one in the chat.
Okay, well, I just feel like it's ridiculous because, like you just mentioned, this is sending the message to girls that they don't have to be in school, because once you turn 18, you can create an OnlyFans account. But see, when she's posting this, she posted on Instagram about her metrics or whatever, and so I did look it up. Like, they can only message you on OnlyFans if they pay you to, like, so the DMs are paid, right? So she has to still do something. She has to be up and respond to them I guess, in order for the payment to go through. But to me, this is crazy because it's telling girls that they don't have to be in school, they don't have to be good to other people. As long as you're getting on OnlyFans, you can promise people a bunch of naked pictures, and then they will, like your bills will be paid. The problem with that is that she already had the popularity, so people were like, there were a lot of people that saw her on Dr. Phil when she was either 13 or 15 or whatever. There were a lot of grown men that were waiting for her to turn 18. Now, I didn't know that there was a guy that did a whole Instagram review about it, saying that they were waiting on her to do this, but I could imagine. And it's just, there's this article that's giving out like the pictures of things that she put on there. She's not like, on a lot of them she's clothed, or either she's in a bikini sitting next to the beach. It's not anything all like outlandish, but a lot of people handed over this amount of money just to watch her put pictures on OnlyFans when they could have been using that for something much better in the world. So everybody that gave to this, I don't want to hear them complaining, because you had a choice. You could have paid for Bhad Bhabie's OnlyFans account, or you could have put it where it could have done some good in the community. You literally chose to give it to her. And what is she getting ready to do with it? Nothing but buy a bunch of trinkets. She bought like veneers and a Porsche, and like one thing she did do was pay off her mom's house. But other than that, she bought a bunch of like, just kind of fleeting purchases that don't mean nothing. She's just stacking up the money, and then she's yelling at people and cussing them out and being very disrespectful. Why are we as a community paying this girl when she is extremely disrespectful?
Negativity gets more money. You look at the news, everyone is sucked into the news. And I think for me personally, I disengage from the news. I mean, I still have BBC News on my phone, and I'll just see what notifications come up. But ultimately for me, I just stay away from the news altogether, because it's just toxic in my opinion. It's too much negativity, whatever side you are in any of the spectrum, the political spectrum or anything else. Not too many good news out there from what they broadcast.
Right, and I agree with you, because I've done the same thing. I don't watch the news broadcast anymore because it's always the same thing. I understand why they're giving us the things that happen in the community. I get that. But for me, it's all redundant. Basically, it's a lot of people out there being very messed up, doing messed up stuff. I can get I have the Newsbreak app where it just gives you like the headline. Once I see the headline, okay, now that I know this is a thing, I don't have to keep going into it. And I choose to spend my time and energy trying to create something more positive in the world. If I was doing a GoFundMe to do like an after school program for middle schoolers in the black community, you think I would get $1 million in 6 hours like that? No. And she's getting paid for this by pretending to be all of the bad parts of black culture. Why couldn't she go over into the bad parts of her own culture and monetize that? Every time somebody's paying her for something, that is a direct slap in the face to black people that have done some of these behaviors and got told that they were like gonna have to give up some opportunity, or either that they were gonna lose something because of it. But she's getting paid to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see who ain't said. What up, Robert James? What's going on?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What you got to say about
what's up, Rob? What's up?
Well, you know what? When I read the topic, though, I didn't even know who this person was, to be honest with you. So I had to Google it and everything. And no, and I know, like, I've seen they actually had like a series on Hulu I think where they cover like OnlyFans and everything, and they go into a lot. Most of it is how like a lot of ladies go on there and they do. They have some guys on there too that they make money doing pornographic stuff and everything. And I don't know, like that's a bad way of doing. I think the whole app thing is kind of bad because when you see stuff like that, you are kind of influencing other people to say, well, hey, I can easily make money if I do this, rather than applying their talents toward other stuff.
I think that it's not about, for me, I don't think it's a matter of what you decide to do as an adult, right? Because if you want to do that, for me, my age, bro, and I think I encourage younger people to try to do this. It's hard, but try to do this. If somebody doesn't want to follow your routine or something that's good for you, you got to let them go, bro. X amount. You know what I'm saying? So like if a woman wants to do OnlyFans and I'm not okay with it, she's got a choice. You either stay with me or you do your thing, and that's cool. That's why So again, this is what I always say: men are angry at women because they are not behaving the way that we were told they would behave. But we really need to get over it. Like, we need to get over that nothing is the same anymore. And what's, quite frankly, older people like myself and Rick perhaps are the ones that are really suffering because we still stuck in the old ways and we can't wrap our head around the new shit. You guys are, are growing up in this shit, and most of you guys don't stand a chance because you don't have that foundation. You know what I mean? We have memories. You guys have pictures on your phones. You know what I mean? We have real stories. You guys have stories that disappear in 24 hours. And again, this is no knock on young people, but what I'm saying is the only thing that we can do to protect ourselves during these trying times is to level the fuck up. Whatever that means, bro, whether it's working out, TRT, money, crypto, all that shit you guys talk about, if that's what you feel like you need to do to make yourself feel better, then do it. But at the end of the day, this is not gonna stop. And the problem is, this country is so poor, right? There's only like 10% of people that are like making over 100K a year, all that shit. But for the way that this is all fucked up, you can make $1 million in 6 hours just for showing your feet, your ass, and your tits, and people are starving out here, bro. So I sound kind of passionate about it because I'm concerned about what this is gonna do to women and what they think they can do. This shit is hard out here. Like a fat broad, varicose veins, bad face, all that shit. She can make a living and tell me to go fuck myself because I don't need you, nigga.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I know she needs me because she's a fucking wreck. But then I have to continue to harden myself, continue to harden myself so I could deal in this fuckery. So as men and as women who do not condone this type of behavior, only thing we can do is lead by example and be the change that you want to see. Because if we keep getting mad at these bros that keep making money and supporting that habit, it's never gonna change.
See, at the end of the day, if you ask me, it's not really the women's fault because at the end of the day, we know that women are followers by nature. So they're only doing the stuff that they're doing because as men, we allow them to do that. You know what I'm saying? So if we keep doing that, it's only gonna get worse. Who's paying for those OnlyFans? We are. You know what I'm saying? But we wasn't paying for those OnlyFans. They wouldn't be on that damn app. But they see what's going on. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the one thing that you need to understand about women is that they go off of what we do, what we love, what we like, or what we show them that. Yeah, but we show them that we like. 100%. You get what I'm saying? So if we showing them that this is what we want, that's what they're gonna do. And like I see a lot of women, they say like stuff like guys like girls that treat them like shit. And it's this like memes and Facebook statuses and stuff. You see thousands of shares and stuff like that. And it's almost the truth in a way when you see that most guys is dealing with girls that treat them like shit. So what they start to do, they start to follow that and start acting like bitches and all of this other stuff. So at the end of the day, it's our fault. Period.
Big facts. Yo, we got DJ Epps, my homie in the house. Yo,
what's up,
man.
Brother?
Yo, salute to you, Machi. Yo, thank you for coming on, man. We chopping it up about Bhad Bhabie making $1 million in 6 hours, man. What's your take, man? Family, man. You got a beautiful daughter. What's your fucking take on this shit? And you in the industry, so you know what it is.
Well, first things first, man. Everybody, happy Easter. Happy Sunday and all that, man. Thank you for letting me rock out with you guys. What's her name?
Bhad Bhabie. Yeah, the bro that said the Catch Me Outside, bro.
Catch Me Outside.
She made the
MySpace name.
That's her, bro. Catch Me Outside. That white
Damn it, man. What the fuck are we doing wrong?
Oh man.
What's your take on that, though?
Knock anybody for making any type of amount of money, any your hustles. For her to jump on OnlyFans and do that, I'm not a bit surprised. I'm not a bit surprised at all. Any female that's jumping on there right now that knows how to maneuver and make money, males too. I see males doing some flaky, dumb fuck shit on there too to make some money. But if that's your hustle, man, I can't knock it, man. Go for it. Fuck it. It's not me though.
The path of least resistance is what they're doing. You know,
Well, that's what Ep said. You know what I mean? That's the thing. That's what I think we all really believe this. We know the consequences for this action, but at the end of the day, we're all adults, man. I can't stop you from doing shit that you want to do. I just know that I got to remove myself from that equation so I could be harmonious and at peace. But you can't knock the hustle. This shit is hard out here. Again, a lot of people are not employed. A lot of people are not making money. A lot of people are doing shit that they got to do to survive, to be creative with the shit. So at the end of the day, you can't knock the hustle. Too many people. See, here's the deal, man, for me. Too many people and narratives and social status and all that shit programs us for you to not find a way to make your own money because they want to be in control of you. But if you find a way to make money, don't worry about how this person's making money. You have to be in the mindset where you can handle it. That's why there's certain niggas that can pimp a broad out. There's certain niggas that can date a stripper. There's certain niggas that can be into threesomes and not stress it. So that's the thing. People are too busy trying to control other people versus controlling their insecurities and their urges. If everybody fucking focused on themselves, it will be a better place, and we wouldn't give so much power to people who do not deserve it. Because that broad Bhad Bhabie, and most of these broads out here that do not deserve the power are getting it from the government and everywhere else. They're not necessarily earning it, but they're walking around like they're earning it while you're the one that's earning it. So at the end of the day, women want more than they have because they don't really, for the most part, they don't really want to step up to the plate. Most women don't want to do the work. They want to rely on you to make them happy and not put in the work to fuel you as a man to continue to make them happy. Y'all want to suck. You don't want to replenish me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why niggas go out, you know what I mean? They go on guys trips, they do all this dumb shit to kind of get some sanity to get back to the zoo that I got to maintain that you don't appreciate. You know what I'm saying? So it's all fucked up.
What is this girl doing on the OnlyFans? What is she doing? She's butt naked?
I don't know.
No, bro. Well, let me say something. This is why this is not good, man. It's because when people, you know, so let's say the 18-year-olds, they 14, or just say they're not familiar with who she is, right? What's going to happen is they're going to find out who she is and what she got famous for, and it's going to inspire them to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's the cold piece.
Absolutely.
See, the big misconception is though, if you do your whole research as far as how OnlyFans is, it's only a very small percentage of women that are making major money on there. Now, I mean, the rest are just making crumbs. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, my opinion is I don't really give a fuck what she doing on there because I ain't buying it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a shame though that somebody that has no talent can make that type of money. That's the only downfall about it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
She needs to
Let me stop you off with LDA real quick, bro.
Shoot me. All right.
No. I got you. Go ahead.
Nah. So basically, what Afi was saying and shit. I mean, I'm sorry. What Nelly was saying, yo, you can't really. Again, do not care what they do, bro. You guys said that only a select few people are making millions of dollars and shit. But again, a lot of these broads or people who are lazy, who don't want to put in the work, can make crumbs, and that'll be enough in conjunction with a simp paying her bills, another simp taking her out to eat. And so that way she got money for the nigga that's just dicking her down. So again, guys, women don't need you. The thing is, with the manosphere and this red pill shit, they teaching men what women do, but they're not teaching men what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they teach you how a woman behaves and shit, but you don't know how to behave with yourself. So at the end of the day, man, you can't what women do. But they're not teaching men. You can't rely on a broad, bro. You can't rely on her being around. You can't rely on her following your program. The only thing that you can do is focus on your money, bro, because your money is your money. Her money is her money and your money. You know what I'm saying? So you got to focus on that.
Hey, AV, I got a question on this. When it comes to, we know what we need to do ourselves. How do we or do we just ignore everybody else out there? Because this is going to continue, and it's going to go to a bad path. Like, what do we even do?
That's a good question. I don't think
I
you
actually got the answer.
You know what it is?
Go ahead. My bad.
My bad. I don't think you should ignore, as a man, right, or an adult for that matter, you shouldn't ignore anything that's bothering you in your vicinity. We can't change the world ourselves, but we can be the change that we want to see. So should you ignore people? No. People are socially awkward as it is this generation. What I think you should do, if you vet somebody, a business partner, a friend, a girl, you have to try to not put your energy into not ignoring that and trying to cultivating that to what you want it to be.
Right.
But you can't focus on the population when you don't even have a small sector of people that you fuck with. So that's what it is. You can't ignore it, but you can control how you decorate your house and how you go to bed at night. You can't control what's going on in the news when you're watching the news from your home, but you can control your environment. So again, it starts with your mind. You control your fucking environment, and you don't go down that alley. I don't go over here because I know it's not good for me. Same thing with women. Business partner, if you feel a vibe and you address it and it's not the shit that you want, you got to keep it moving, because the only person that's suffering is you, and you're stagnating yourself.
Yo, I'm gonna say this. See, the one thing that happened with us men is that we became too damn accepting of everything. Like we let women get to the point where they want us to accept everything the fuck that they do. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't. I go on TikTok. I say something, and it probably sound misogynistic to somebody who don't understand, and they will come on there. They will throw shaming tactics. They'll try to get my page to get taken down. They'll do all of this shit. But us men, you know what I'm saying? Like when you hear all you guys, you like, man, we ain't gonna knock them if they get money. But I bet you wouldn't say that shit to your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't say that shit to my fucking daughter. No, we need some shaming in here. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit keeps society on track. Us using shit. It needs to be some type of shame. You know what I'm saying?
All money ain't good money.
And that's how I feel about this shit. I don't care what anybody got to say on that. You feel what I'm saying?
LD, no doubt. Facts. Zay. Yo, LDA, what's good, my G? You on mute.
What's going on? And you know how to put the Icy Brothers outfit on for us.
Let's go. Woo!
Yeah. Like that.
Go suave.
Yo, you know I like that.
Let's go, baby.
Wow.
I got the same one in blue, bro.
I did it tonight, so I had to put it on. But you know what? I'm glad you say that, my dude. It's so important that we men are designed to put boundaries in place. And what happened is we have a culture of men who don't know how to stand up for themselves and what's right for them. There's certain boundaries I have for my son, a certain boundary I have for my house, a certain boundary I have for my life. And if you violate those boundaries, I will come after you. And that's how we need to live. What happens is with this whole, I don't know everything about this OnlyFans thing, but it shows the weakness and the frailty of men who are so driven by their lower nature of seeing something that they don't realize they have, as much as we ain't sense, she just did a same thing by giving this, she got $1 million in what?
100%, bro.
Not pesos, brother. Money.
Yeah.
My point exactly. So that's where we as men have to stand up and say, this is not acceptable. This is what we don't do. Why should I pay for this? When it's freely
A guy with no standards, bro.
Who's freely walking up and down your street. Why do you pay to see something that's freely you can see every day? Men have to grow up. I'm so tired of having this same conversation.
Topaz, that's a big fact. Go ahead, my bad.
My thing is, when is, like Zay said, when is the young men, because I'm in my 30s, when is the young men, I'm talking about young men meaning the 18 and up, when they going to get to the point where they're going to start shaming? You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, it's too much off balance stuff going on. There's no type of balance going on in the universe right now. So it's like it's oversaturated with women just in pure ratchetness. You know what I'm saying? So
it's
like
crazy.
I said, when the young men are going to wake up and get to the point where they realize like all this OnlyFans and this and this and that and all this ratchet behavior is not acceptable. When they're going to get to that point.
Nelly, I tell you when. You know when it happens? When you and I call it out and say, this is bull crap. This is I don't tolerate this. I don't deal with women like that. Women have an innate ability, something in them to say, you know what? If men not liking this, let me adjust. But what happened is we don't have enough men standing up and have balls to say, this is not cool.
Right. I mean, I'm the type of person, that support that type of stuff anyway. But You know what I'm saying? I don't get the point because like what AV was saying, Pornhub is free. But you feel me? I
Well,
just don't
this didn't happen overnight.
I just don't get what her draw is. Like I feel like she has no talent, like none. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get what's so, what's the special about this broad and somebody that's you know what? I would love to see the analyticals of her fan base on OnlyFans. I would love to see what's the age groups and everything, because that would tell
Yeah.
me what
Good
I need to
point.
know as
Yeah.
far as the reasoning why.
I think the
I have the answer. I got the answer. It's simple. It's social status. It's social status. Bro.
Yeah, it gotta be.
Social status is the best thing of all time. That's all you need to be successful is to be popular, bro. I mean, it's so piece of game, but that's what it is. Cause it's so
It gotta be, but it gotta be because her music ain't popping like that. You know what I'm saying? So like Afi saying, it gotta be the social stat. It gotta be.
there's going to be a lot of copycats too. There's going to be girls that see that and they're going to say, wow, it was that easy. I'm going to try that, because young girls will probably look for the easiest path to get some cash, and they're going to think that that's what's going to work. These patterns, it goes by whatever's out on social media now. They jump on that. It's like when I see these parodies of like how the woman yells at the guy and it's supposed to be funny, but you're setting like a theme for the young girls to see that and think that that's okay to talk to a guy like shit, and it's funny, and then they feel empowered. I think this type of thing is the same type of thing.
I got a question because DJ Epps, he blue check mark. He's been in the game for a minute. He's got a lot of social status. So I guess the question is to him, Epps, what would you say? You know what I mean? We talk about social status. You know what I mean? People check you out. The first thing they do when they meet you, they go, who the fuck is this nigga? Let me look at this nigga up. Let me see what it is. They see your catalog. They go to the gram. They see your subscribers. They see the pictures you got with celebrities. They see your blue check mark. How important or how valuable or how many doors does that shit open for you, bro? Because for a broad to make $1 million in 6 hours, bro, and her social status, and Afi said it, talk to us about that social status shit, bro. Do you think it's important for men and women and shit? And does that cause people to do things that other people can't do?
It gives the people that don't have the skill hope that they can be the next person to capitalize on something like that.
Man, it depends how you really work this shit, man. A smart, intelligent woman could just put her toes with M&Ms and sour cream and make some money.
How much is that?
Facts.
Yeah, facts. He not lying.
Yeah,
We can't really be mad at that.
Not at all.
And now, if you on there and you being as ratchet and you being reckless with your words that a lot of people's gonna take offensive, then yeah, that's totally wrong. And you making money off of that. You know what I mean? I recently, heard there's guys on there just sucking straight dick and they making over $1 million on OnlyFans. So, like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all.
Well, I think we can all.
These girls don't know what to do with this. They don't. They have no clue what to do with it. And the music that they're listening to, the music that they're listening to. You know what I mean? Those lyrics. I hear my wife singing it.
What are you talking about? I'm gonna have WAP at my wedding.
You gonna have what?
I'm gonna have WAP at my wedding.
Yeah.
It'll be an oldie by then, right?
Nah, but finish what you were saying. If you said that sometimes you hear your wife reciting the raps and shit. What were you saying?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And she's singing along, but at the same time, and first of all, my wife don't got the best voice when she's singing, but when you're saying some of those lyrics, it could be a little offensive to the person that's sitting in the living room, which is your husband. And she doesn't realize it. She's just singing along. She just sings. So I really think the music and a lot of these bad habits, these bad influence is leading these women the wrong route and doing the wrong thing, especially in the pandemic.
It's like with them.
I know every girl to do the wrong thing.
Right. It's like with the music, you just got, women living vicariously through other women. Like for example, right? You got the city girls, they talk that heavy ratchet shit. So a lot of bras like that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? They like that type of culture. So they be real hype and be into it and be really into the words, singing as if they're really living that life, but we really know that they're not really living that life. So they really just living vicariously through the lyrics. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you something. What's the difference of these girls right now? And I'm talking about Megan, City Girls, and everything. What's the difference with them girls and when Trina was saying it back in the days?
Oh yeah, it's no difference. But I think everything just get magnified now because of social media. It's
Social
really
media.
it's no difference. That's like you said, it's no difference. None at
Social
all.
media.
But everything now gets magnetized times 100 because it's social media. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then social media has a very, very effect on people, like major. You know what I'm saying? He said Cardi B knew
See, what I say is,
I'm done. I'm floored.
That's Eric. That was funny. Oh man.
Oh man. But you're right though. You're right. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
it's just more influence, you know what I'm saying? It's way
Right.
more influence with the social media shit. You get what I'm saying? Like back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was a shame for a woman to be a hoe or a slut. Like, nowadays, it's not a shame for that. You know what I'm saying? You got rappers out here dating these types of women. You got rich dudes out here dating these types of women. So you know what I'm saying? When they keep seeing this over and over again, that's just being repetitive, and that's what's going in their subconscious mind. That's just what they end up picking up. They like this is what men like. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
At the end of the day. So
that's the
Kanye
thing.
West made a song about it, saying that he likes sluts or whatever. Him and I
exactly.
can't remember who the other person was in the video, but that's everywhere. And then you have men who are actually vocally saying this because they're listening to that same music as well. So yeah, I know somebody asked earlier, like, what do we do? Are we gonna just follow down this path with them? No, but you got to be ready and understand it's going to be a tough road because that's the easier lifestyle. When you follow all of that, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to think. That's why it's a whole lot of people on that road. It's sheep. They don't have to do anything. Whoever is leading them is thinking for them. When you think for yourself, you need a reason to get out of character like that. I couldn't imagine doing some of these things. Like, who was that? Y'all mentioned Meg, Trina, the City Girls, all of that. Cardi B, I could never even imagine doing that kind of stuff because I just kind of feel like, yeah, I'm getting money out of it, but all money ain't good money.
Hey,
You know,
I'm to say real quick. I'm telling you this, you cats in the chat. You want to do these on the weekend? Y'all better start hitting that super chat or that cash app, bro. It ain't hard. It ain't easy getting all these cats together. This ain't open. These friends. You
Word.
doing this shit every Sunday. Nigga, get that super chat, or we gonna end this shit in like 20 minutes. Like, y'all better step that shit up, bro. And it's cats waiting to still get up in this shit.
Facts.
You wasting my fucking time gathering all these people to the party and y'all ain't fucking donating. Y'all getting free fucking drinks and pizza.
Right. It's like the Royal Rumble right now. All these heads trying to get in the party, man. Y'all better start tapping that basket. Y'all better start tapping that Easter basket, man. Let's get
it. It's Easter too. Get the fuck out of here.
Tuition.
I mean, or open up.
What eggs at? My question. So we can talk about what the issue is. How do we solve it as a panel of men and lady on here? What do we do different so that this can just not continue, say, for another month or another year, and we change the narrative?
Bro, like you said, call it out.
Condemn it.
It's easy to talk about what they doing this, City Girls, Carly B, this and that. But what do we do collectively or individually?
I got an answer.
What?
This is what I've been telling people, right? Is that you can't just call it out and then that be the end of it. You have to first call it out and then you have to purposely live your life differently and you have to be successful at living your life differently. Because the biggest reason why people go over to that side is because even though you have the moral high ground, it's not a good life. You're not being able to make ends meet. So what do people want to follow is somebody that seems to have the answers. And unfortunately, we judge people if you got the answers by how much struggle you have to have. Now, you know, anybody that's successful knows there is struggle that comes, you know, with that, right? It's just the part that is not seen for a reason. Because if people see the struggle, they're not going to want to go on the path. So for us, you have to live your life that way, make it profitable, meaning if you're on your purpose and you're avoiding the opposite sex and all of this debauchery that's on the other side, it need to be a reason. You need to make it productive. So you do have to find your purpose, your passion. You have to get good at it, make a living from it, and then you will be able to compete with the people that's on the top over there for doing nothing. Because it has to be an end goal. If I'm gonna do work, it needs to be an end goal where I'm gonna be okay. Because that's the only thing that's gonna draw me away from being able to literally do nothing and have everybody hand everything to me, and I'm definitely okay.
Right. Shout out to
Yeah, I
Porter
think for me,
Rock for the super chat salute. Yeah, real talk, bro. I'm dead ass serious. I done made like 20 fucking phone calls a day on Easter. I could be doing something else. Spending time on my sitting up on Easter calling motherfuckers all day. I'm dead ass serious. I'm not joking around.
Right.
You got
It's only right.
Damn. Shit.
Because you know the reason why I asked that is because I've been on tons of panels, I've been on many shows, and what happens is we'll circle our wagons around the same issue, but ain't nobody going to the prairie. You know what I mean?
That's a big
Nobody's,
fact.
nobody's making the effort to say, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do."
That's a big fact.
You know what I'm saying? I've been on too many. Well, you know they got boots on all the time, but you ain't offering no shoes. You ain't offering no.
You know when the
I don't know who it is because there's too many people, but somebody know.
When the cameras come off, we don't know how everybody lives. You know what I mean, there's a lot of frauds out there and shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that capitalize on having a persona to get dudes. I don't get paid doing this. You know what I'm saying? So like this shit, I was this before this shit was here. Epps will tell you, you already know. So what I'm saying is, how do you be the change? First, you got to be real and authentic. You got to be real and authentic and live your life accordingly. It takes time, though. You cannot engage in the bullshit. When you know it's bullshit, you cannot engage in it. People would rather complain about the bullshit that is occurring than avoid it. So it's kind of like, shout out to the thumbs down. We got a thumbs down when we first came on and shit. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like something, just keep it fucking moving. So people rather complain and stay the same versus put in the work. So to answer your question, LDA, how do we change the narrative? The narrative starts with us. Because when we're a conglomerate and a group of people gonna see our story. But we can't control the narrative from here. We just gotta live our life and try to be the proof and be the change we want to see. And hopefully that'll change. But it's not gonna change. When this shit comes off, I lock my door, go to bed. It's my world. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta live accordingly in your house, on camera, and everywhere. And then that way, hopefully, things will change. But it's not gonna change unless you start.
Facts.
Right. I think collectively as a society, one thing that we can do is definitely lead by example. Because if we want to solve this problem that we're having with the whole society, like paying for OnlyFans and encouraging women to be this promiscuous and just show off their body and not pursue an education, or because ultimately I think OnlyFans does not contribute to the family unit. And a lot of times I don't think the media even wants families to be this, like, you know, beautiful family of everybody being together and there's a harmonious relationship. I think they would rather see chaos in the household, right? They don't encourage women to be women. They don't encourage men to be men. As society, I think the modern day, what's going on right now, men and women are at odds with one another more than they've ever been. They don't understand each other compared to them. Men knew that they were supposed to be men and women were supposed to be women. So we're going to collectively, as a society, once again, to fix this problem that we're having with the OnlyFans thing, it all begins with yourself, as we all been highlighting throughout the panel, and you lead by example. So us being on the panel, being good quality men and women, others look up to us, and you uplift others, and you inspire others. So that's my two cents on this. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to Epps and Lawrence E. Adams on the panel as well. Welcome, guys.
Let me say something to what you just said. When I studied psychology in school, is this: people are paid for your dysfunction, not for your solutions. So let me say that again. The society thrives on people being dysfunctional. for relationships not working, for men not to get along with men and women not to get along with women, and for relate. That is where the money is. So why would I want you to get
Facts.
with someone else and somebody else to get with that? Because I get money. Everyone can get money because of the problem. So why would I want that melting pot to come together?
Well, you know what?
Why would I go on and say, you know what, OnlyFans is good. Let's keep it going. You know why? Is somebody's getting paid by her dysfunction.
There's more money than in the disease than the cure.
There it is.
And to tie it all into this whole beef with the manosphere and red pill shit. Again, some people capitalize on you needing them. So men are programmed and think that they need a woman, as opposed to understanding your value as a man, what her place is in your life, and making it seem like she needs you. So again, you worried about how she's behaving as opposed to what you're dealing with. You want her to need you want to need her. You think you need her instead of you knowing that she needs you. So at the end of the day, being misled and sort of sucking on your disease, there's more money in you needing me than not needing me. So this is why channels like this and a few others that promote free thought are not popping. Because what if you teach me how to do something, I don't need you anymore? Most people don't know what to do by themselves. They need somebody. They didn't master confinement, etc. So at the end of the day, you have to understand, man, you have to be the cure yourself and hope somebody will gravitate to you. You can't save everybody, bro. Everybody's concerned about saving and curing someone as opposed to being satisfied and curing themselves.
100%.
Hey, I'm gonna play a game real quick. So this is gonna keep you cats game tight. I'm gonna just flash the camera on somebody. Then you gotta be ready to talk. If that camera get on your ass, you ain't got shit to say. I'm gonna move to somebody else.
Let's go.
So anyway, now I'm telling a story time, and then
look at this guy.
Tag you're it. So what do we got?
Go ahead. What you got for me?
Like I was saying before with this whole thing that the other women are going to see it as an easy path to make some money. I think that's got to change. But like LDA was saying, we have to put something forward to make it work so that they can see that there's other avenues to use.
For real. And what happened with that date last night you told me about? Oh, what happened? You ain't game tight. You gotta do. You ain't paying attention. We got that.
We got it's off the dome.
You ain't game tight. You missed it. Now let's go ahead, Playboy.
Nah, but
what you need to ask me.
The same thing with LDA and them said. We gotta just be better as men. You know what I'm saying? So for this to pop off and for us to get to a spot where things is back to normal, it's just the men we got to keep teaching the men. You know what I'm saying? Like feminism at a point was small, if you get what I'm saying. Like it was a small thing. A lot of women wasn't digging it. Then over time it became something.
Right.
So this is not going to be something that happens overnight. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to keep being the same as we always been. You know what I'm saying? Just keep doing what we doing, keep teaching, keep getting the word out, and in the future we'll see a big change. Hopefully,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, EJFs, you up? You froze?
Man, he's asleep with his eyes.
Hello.
Yeah, we got you.
Go ahead, bro.
You hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
They ain't gonna change. They are not gonna change, man. Them girls are not listening.
So what's your advice? So what's your advice to young men and to men, older men? What should they do? How can they handle this?
I don't know if I can give advice yet, man, because as a DJ, I'm as a successful DJ, I'm guilty of letting my wife be. I'm guilty of spoiling her, and now that shit hit the fan, and I'm looking to my right, you know what I mean? She's not getting it. She's not paying attention to it. So I have to still try to figure it out. I don't think I could give any advice just yet.
Nah, no doubt. And
Yeah,
that's real.
That's real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Authenticity right
Because
there.
that's real shit. Because
That's real.
that's real shit. Because at the end of the day, being successful, being a man in your own right, and let's not get it twisted. AV, popping all that shit. Yo, listen, I've never been a simp, but I did simp shit. I'm still dealing with shit. You know what I mean? From my past, I'm still healing. So I made mistakes. But at the end of the day, I want everybody to know that I have lost more than I've won. But the wins that I had, the few seldom wins that I've had, trump all the losses. So Epps saying that he's not in a position to give advice because he's reevaluating himself. Shit change, everything changes, and he's growing as a man. This is why shit like this is important, because I am not here to tell anyone how to live their life. I do have experiences where I can tell you the consequences of going that route. This is why the channels like this that promote free thinking are not as flashy as all the other shit. But all that other fancy, flashy shit, bro, to me is equivalent to a woman aging a lot faster and spoiling a lot faster than a man progressing slowly. So wisdom and the truth will never go out of style. The problem is a lot of you people are not ready for what we're talking about. And eventually you will be. And I'll be right there. I won't rub it in your face and say I told you so, but I'll know so.
Facts. Who got something on that one?
I definitely have to say, like, on this, like, I wish there was a solution. It would be perfect if we right now had an idea of exactly what we can do. All we can do is be the best that we can right now. And we can do everything that we can to go ahead and help everybody else, but only the people that are willing to listen. And so as that goes on, and it will be frustrating that others are not going to fall into that line, and they're going to go ahead and sign up for those OnlyFans things, and they won't tell you that they have an account and a subscription to like 45 different girls. You can only do your best, you know? And that's just how it's going to go. And, you know, a piece of that too, when it comes to a full solution, is to understand that this is where the world's going. So how can you capitalize on that?
Well, I want to say something. That's a very good point. You said do your best, man. Listen, man, 47. I keep saying my fucking age for context. 47. Sometimes your best is not good enough. I tried my best. You still lost her. You still lost the game. You still lost the money. Your best is not good enough. So what does that mean? You have to set your own standards, not what society thinks is the best, but how you feel your best. Because if you go with the narrative on society and you cannot achieve that, you're going to be a fucking loser. And you're going to you're going to know everything from the comfort of your own home and know what the world is going on outside. And you're going to isolate yourself. Then you're going to be bitter and do dumb shit. So at the end of the day, there is no solution. The solution is what you decide to incorporate in your life. Life is not perfect. We all going to die. But at the end of the day, man, you have to create the life that you want. The life that goes on outside, Brickle, all this fancy shit. If it doesn't work for me, I'm not fucking with it. And I can have a really good life in my little bubble, bro. I just move pieces around and shit. So it's all about what you want. How do you conform with the way that shit's changing? You try to stay the same with the core components that you know that you need to feel happy, and you navigate. Because as a man, you're supposed to be solution-based and pivot and handle any fucking situation. So it's doomsday out there, yeah, but that has nothing to do with you as long as you prepare yourself and you minimize what the effects are.
Let me say this. So I think let me say this in context of what you just said and what the other guy said. There is a solution, but we look for the solution in the wrong direction. You never look for the solution that's tapped inside of us. This is what I teach on my thing. The solution is always in you. You came here for a purpose to solve something, but we look on the outside of us to solve a problem that's need to be solved from the inside out. So we gotta look in the right direction where to find a solution. It's always tapped inside of you. And what happens is most men get caught up looking for the solution on the outside of them and spend years toiling on something when they should have just got quiet and found a solution inside of them. Time to wake up, man.
Right. One solution can be, you can try to talk to guys and make them be more aware of not being such in a lustful spirit, meaning that, like LDA says, stop always being thinking with your lower nature. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a lot that's going on, especially with men. There's a lot of men in the lust spirit. They got a lot of lust in their spirit, and they lead with the lusty eye. So that's what causes them to be such relaxed and want to support an OnlyFans subscription and all that BS. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say my last words on this, and I'm gonna dip off the live stream and all that. Like all the men on this panel said, you got to start living by your own standards and don't live by what society deemed is acceptable. You got to start living on your own standards. And if somebody challenges you, you challenge them with your standards. Yeah, this is my standards. This is the reason why these are my standards, and I'm standing on my standards. Don't reverse for anybody and what they think or what what they may deem as not what popular or whatever the case may be. You got to stand on your standards. And I think when a lot of men start realizing what their standards are and start standing on them by, then we'll start getting somewhere. But y'all guys can catch me at IG NellyNell2221. Salute to everybody. Salute to the whole panel.
Peace now.
Thank you.
100% on that. No.
All right, 100.
Big facts. Peace now.
Well,
And I just want to add to what
really
he said is that the reason those men do it is because they look at it like they're getting something for nothing. They look at it like they're getting something for free or discounted or whatever. But see, here's the thing: you get what you pay for. So in a society where men are willing to pay for women on OnlyFans, and you look at it like, oh, okay, I'm getting access sexually to her without me having to take her on dates, without me having to do all of this. Yeah, well, then you're driving down the quality of women, because now if the other women aren't going to like being ignored, so they're going to be on there. And now there are no women that, like, when you get tired of all of that and you're ready to settle down, now there are no women that haven't been, exposed all across OnlyFans. So if we look at it in terms of them looking at it like a discount, you're lowering the quality and the value of the women that are going to be who you have to choose from after that.
Good stuff. Hey, if you have a link and you've been trying to get in, and you can get in right now.
Yeah. I'm going to be rolling out. I got work in the morning. But I think Nelly Nell hit it really good. Topaz is saying some really good points. I think to reiterate what LDA said, it starts with getting people together and coming up with solutions and staying on our path, having a purpose, and becoming the better selves. And things are going to happen around us. Hopefully, people will see the example that we're leading, and they change.
Absolutely. What the Husband says, from what I gather from what you're saying, it would be ideal to have a solution, right? So we could just close our eyes and shit, and everything will be back to the way shit used to be or should be. But we have to get over it as men, man, realistically, that it's never going to be the same. So the only thing that you can do is really just understand what is happening and move accordingly. That's pretty much it, man. For me, I've had numerous partners and shit, and I used to be crazy with it. But now I have less desire for intercourse. But when I do have the desire, it's that much more memorable. So it's less frequent, because there's more things that are important, but when I do have it, I enjoy it more. It's kind of like if you eat the same shit every day or you have it too much, you get tired of it. So men have to understand the value that you have and understand that intimacy moment. When you ration it, you ration your dick, you ration your time, you ration your attention. It always works in your favor because you're saving it and you're savoring it and picking it out when you're in the mood for it. You in control of the shit. Like if you like chips, cake, and shit, you save it. You buy a nice bottle of blue label. You drink a little bit. This is what I'm saying. Like only a person who values themselves and what he chooses and how he eats it, how he takes care of it, understands value. You can't put value in anything until you have value in yourself. So you want to put value in a woman. She doesn't tell you what you want to hear. Now you feel even worse than you did before because it never started with you. You're not in the mirror every morning telling you how your day's going to be, looking at yourself like, yo, I'm that dude, et cetera, et cetera. It starts with you, bro. So what's the solution? Yes, LDA said there is a solution. I think there is no solution. The solution lies with you. Stop looking for the solution. Be the solution. And the only way you do that, my G, is just figure yourself out. Epps is figuring himself out. I'm still figuring myself out every day. I'm like, nah, that's not going to work. And then you keep it moving.
No, absolutely. And I 100% agree with you. And that's what I teach people when I work with them, is finding your full, like, authentic self. Like, who do you want to be and what type of relationships do you want to have? It's very easy to go ahead and go out there and like, oh, I'll get laid, whatever, blah, 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 and you keep going down the road. But to actually have like connected relationships with people, it requires a little bit more. And the only way that you get there is by doing that work. And that's one of the things that I was saying before at the very beginning of the show is when you look at this and it's like, oh, $1 million in 6 hours. How many people listening to this are even millionaires? And that's something to think about. Why are you trying to connect this way? What are you not doing that you need to be doing to actually get those good relationships?
Bro, I know guys that blow their checks every 2 weeks in a strip club on a Friday night and they go home broke. They got a habit. So you talk about out of that $1 million, how many of those people were millionaires? It's the blue collar dudes. It's the guys that are in the bottom 95% that don't have their body right, their money right, their game right. It's those dudes because those are the ones that are filtering them. So the reason why these nobodies are making so much money is because the population consists of nobodies. You are what you attract. All these content creators with all these subscribers. If you take a segment of those subscribers, who is subscribing to them? A lot of people, Afi and shit, even me and shit, I ain't nobody, but what I'm saying is Afi doesn't listen to everybody. He listens to his partners that he fucks with because that's just support. But we know what we know already. So what's the fucking point? But at the end of the day, you are what you attract. A lot of niggas that are spitting that real shit are not gonna blow up. There's gonna be some anomalies, like the Kevin Samuels and all that shit. But at the end of the day, the guys on this panel that are spitting real shit, it's gonna take us some time. So you have to find the value in what you're saying, not who's listening to it.
Hey, Mr. 1950, you been listening?
Peace, 50.
Nah, man. Hey, man, I just been grinding, man. But I appreciate the invite, man. I'm ready to get down.
What you think about the Catch Me Outside?
I can't. You said what?
Catch Me Outside, the girl.
The bad baby.
Oh, the one to making money?
Yeah.
What's up, Shannon?
I can't even be mad at her for that though, man. You know, she making money off of men who don't understand life. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I still point at men at supporting this. We can't be mad at something that we developed. We developed this type of woman to believe that this is like that she's comfortable in her skin to do it.
100%.
She's doing nothing. This is modern day prostitution. One way, whatever way we want to look at it. There's tricks. There's Johns.
Word.
She is pimping them out, and regardless of how we feel about it, we gotta salute her and say, you know what?
Get your money, girl.
We got but we got to do better in teaching our sons, though. We got to do better in showing the world. We got to get our voice out to let men know that women like this, that's pimping the system, does nothing but make other women toxic to believe that's the route that they need to go in order to be successful in life. So if we want if we want women to be better, we got to do better. Because women are going to be the mirror of us. They're going to walk in our image. We are the leaders. Straight up.
100%. Wow.
50.
That was fire, bro.
Yeah. And one thing to keep in mind as well for everybody on this panel, like, and to everyone that's watching this on the replay and the live chat, we are the solution right now. We're doing something about it. We're talking about it, and we're giving constructive criticism to all the men and women in our society, how we can actually create solutions for the situation. So, I mean, there are guys out there who are paying for this Bhad Bhabie content, right? And there are guys out there that are also paying for the other 80 girls that they subscribe, just like what Alex was saying with all the OnlyFans girls, right? So one day the guy will hit rock bottom. I hope it's as soon as possible, because when he hits rock bottom, he's going to look at himself. He's going to self-reflect. He might go on YouTube. There's a guy on here on this panel that did that. I'm sure a lot of other guys on this panel, and also maybe the woman on the panel as well possibly did this as also. I was one of those guys that said, how do I get better with girls? I went on YouTube and I searched for it. And then I see all these other things on YouTube that's sharing videos of how to become better. Now, I went through multiple different coaches. I researched different content, but here I am now on this panel being able to speak about this with all the other esteemed guests on this panel. So we are the solution. You helped me out. Now let me help you out, whoever's watching this, and you feel a little bit lost with women, right? All of these members on the panel, like, we're pretty good and we have pretty tight game. We can help you out. So we are the solution right now.
I want to say,
100%.
Right.
I know Epps wanted to say something too, though.
I'm gonna LDA. I'm gonna tap out. Guys, have a good night. It's 12 a.m. East Coast.
Good seeing you, Slick Rick.
Have a good night, brothers.
Have a good night. Yo, Epps, you on
good night,
mute.
Topaz.
You on
Good
mute.
night.
Epps, you on mute.
No, I was trying to say, dude, does this girl actually know how to register for OnlyFans? Does she know how to? Does she even have a credit card to handle all of that stuff, or is somebody actually doing that for her and pimping her out?
Right.
Yeah, bro. I don't want to tell the secret. I'm the one behind all of this shit, bro. I really don't want to tell nobody, but it's been me.
I hate you, Avi.
But I
but
think she has no knowledge how to do it. I really
but Epps brought up a good point. Epps said, how did she come to this? She was 18 when we first met her. She was 16. An adult saw how they could capitalize on her, pimp her ass at 16. So LDA said, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's more money in the disease than the cure, something to that effect. So now at 16, when she first got stardom, they saw this. They've been grooming her since 16 to 18 to make that $1 million. So now what Zay was saying earlier and shit, your pedophilia. Listen, man, 47. Yo, it's crazy, B. Yo, 15 years ago, this shit was crazy. Miami was way different 15, 20 years ago. Miami was the place to be. Miami is a representation of the world, bro, in a sense where it's all fucked up. There's no stopping it. Like, this is like damnation. So the only thing that you can do is be mentally strong and continue to be better. But your own reflection of better, not the reflection of somebody you see on YouTube, not the reflection of somebody you listen to on a music video. You have to find who you are. That is the only way you're going to survive, bro. If you do not do that, the world is moving at such a rapid pace, man. You're just going to feel defeated. And this is a reflection. Everyone that was anticipating Bhad Bhabie to come out and show her feet had no other options.
Hey, AV, I got a question for everybody on the panel, and then I see Bachelor's Journal. You can be the first to answer it. And
let's go.
Would it matter to you guys if she was hot?
I don't think it would matter at all if she was hot. I'm not going to pay for OnlyFans for no girl, but you know, it does kind of bother me. It's okay. So I'll say it's kind of interesting that I don't think she's anything above like a 7 at best.
Yourself, bro.
And she's making $1 million. Oh, here we go. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Okay,
I can hear you. I can hear you.
So it bothers me a little bit that she's nothing above a 7 in my opinion, right? But I don't think you need to be hot to be successful on OnlyFans. Like what I've seen, I come from the TikTok realm, right? What girls are doing is they're using TikTok as their platform to advertise their OnlyFans, right? So the funnel is that they start doing these dance videos on TikTok, and then on their TikTok you can't link to an OnlyFans, right? You'll get banned. So they'll link to their Instagram, and then their Instagram they'll have their link tree, and then their link tree they're gonna have their OnlyFans. There's plenty of 1% girls that are being born through TikTok, and these girls are average at best. But you have these young guys that are very impressionable, and they feel like they have this connection with this girl by watching her TikTok videos, right? So they consume this content, they get this emotional connection, and then they invest in the OnlyFans. So I guess you could say it bothers me a little bit.
Well, Bachelor's Journal, let everybody know who you are and tell me who you are too, because I ain't never talked to you before. So
yeah, so I'm with Cam and Alex. We're all part of New Level Dating, and I primarily do TikTok. So I have about over 70,000 subscribers on TikTok right now, doing men's lifestyle advice, and mainly dating advice on TikTok.
Let me ask you this. I know a couple of guys that's pretty popular, like King Dre is a personal friend of mine. He got like 500,000 followers on TikTok, but he been doing YouTube for a hell of years.
Nice.
And from him starting, he said that it's way different over there as far as the dating shit. Would you agree? Because he's just like, nah, bro. Like when you give guys a YouTube advice, like those guys on TikTok, they really don't know shit. What would you say?
I would say TikTok is very much so. You're speaking to a younger audience for the most part. I just had this conversation with Cam and Alex. One of the things that surprised me is that guys are getting very bad advice from girls on TikTok. Okay, and they're very impressionable young men. And one of the most alarming things that I've seen is that guys are looking to ask for consent when getting a first kiss from a girl. So guys are commenting on my videos saying, "Hey, I hear what you're saying, but girls on TikTok are saying you should ask for consent before you go for the first kiss." So it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse, as time goes on.
He said they were talking hell of shit too. He was just like, bro, they be over there cooking my ass.
Epps, you on mute, Epps.
I was gonna ask, Alfie, do you ask for consent before a first kiss?
I mean, who was talking, who they was talking to?
I was asking you. Do you ask for consent for a first kiss?
Who, me?
Yeah. He's like, what the hell are you trying to ask me right now?
Do it look like I got a first kisses? Do it look like
you're looking good, brother?
That's the
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand this generation, man.
Go ahead, 50.
This generation, man. Like, I just remember when I was a kid, man, we wasn't kissing unless we was in a relationship, dog. There wasn't no kissing. We not kissing you. We'd do some things too, but we wasn't kissing you. I think the power of the power of the man is just left, man. And I think if you're walking around masculine, why do you need to kiss her? If you giving her orgasms, why do you need to kiss her? I don't need to touch this woman and do I want to do that? And you know the signs, you know the vibe. You know what I mean? Why is we asking for permission from like we're hunters? Like what are we now? What do we become? Like this is soft, and everything is driven by men being feminine.
Yeah,
ladies, I don't even be kissing them, bro. I start from the neck down, bro. Anyway.
Let me say this. I kissed the first girl in kindergarten in the coat room. I don't know what's wrong with these guys. I didn't ask her permission. I just kissed her. What the hell is going on here? This is back in 1977. Come on.
If you go to your beard in kindergarten, that's the only reason why you did it.
I ain't grown my beard in kindergarten, but I'm just saying. My point is, like you said, what the hell is wrong? These guys asking for permission to kiss. Just do it.
That's what I'm saying.
50 said what? And you can see the vibe. You go in, boom. I grab her by her neck. That's what I do. But I don't know what y'all can do. But I grab her by her neck.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta understand, bro.
OG with it.
Yo, you gotta understand. Yo, that's real talk though. But you gotta understand, man. A lot of people, listen, this generation today, man, would rather believe what is shown to them versus what they see. They don't want to rely on their own eyes, bro. They want to rely on what is being shown to them. And that's the problem. It's like smoke and mirrors, bro. Like if you feel something, you ignoring your vibe, you're not feeling it, you're going to second guess it and turn it on YouTube, send a super chat to somebody and think that person gives a fuck about you. Yo, when the cameras come off, we don't know what's going on behind the curtain, bro. So at the end of the day, like 50 said, most of you dudes are soft, B. You can't hear the truth coming from me because I look like a thug and shit. You gotta hear from somebody who's clean cut, who's a little feminine, and telling you the exact motherfucking thing that I just said. Because y'all niggas are soft because you can't even take somebody with a deep voice like 50 got, or me with a beard walking up to you like, yo, what's good? So at the end of the day, men are soft because they cannot take feedback from a man because they think that we washed up. But once we die and you guys continue to live in the matrix and the bubbles and shit and have instructions on everything, we made our own instructions through trial and error. You guys have to read something on Google before you fucking do it.
Hey, AV, let me tell the young cats something. I am not proud of you young cats. Let me tell you why. Because you know how easy it is, bro. First off, you got fucking a computer on your phone with Tinder and Instagram and access to hella girls all over the world, right? You can do that shit. You can be in class doing it. You can be on the bus doing it. You can be walking down the street doing it. You can be in your bed doing it. That's the first thing. Second thing is you can build social status online at any age, and you can get women coming to you. That's the second thing. The third thing is you can learn game online. Because guess what? Guess how many options when I was growing up? How many did I have of those three? None. There was no game online. There was no access to bras anywhere the fuck I want. There was no access to that. I couldn't get online. You guys can learn game, have access to a lot of bras, and build social status for free.
Bro,
I just saved your life. You do them three things. You won't worry about nothing ever again. Shout out to King Dre for the super chat. Beam up, my brother. I just talked.
What up, King Dre?
That wasn't think back in the 80s. That wasn't even there. I had to write a letter. You got to meet her at the
Pony
mall.
Express.
You had to meet her at the mall. You got to make sure you shoot your shot when you at the mall, or when you seen her at school, or you see in somebody else's neighborhood. All this stuff that they have now. Shoot, you had to have some game when you seen the girl. You got to know how to.
Yep, that's how it was.
Say what you. That's where I grew up in.
LDA, bro. I already told you how I got the flight attendant chick, and you cats would be scared to do this, bro. I literally got a picture from Paris and wrote her a love letter on it and sent it to her, bro. And she called me. What I say? I like the way you made my coffee, and I like your eyes. Y'all don't know that kind of shit, bro. This to do it too.
That's what 1950 says, eargasms. A lot of these niggas don't know how to talk, bro. Like they say a lot of big words and quotes and shit, but they don't know how to speak, man. Yo, you have to pay attention. Let me tell y'all something, man. You got to pay attention to the vibe. Afi and I, shit, we've had numerous women on the panel, and they behaved. And it wasn't because we had to tell them to behave. They behaved because they respect the vibe. See, a lot of people, on camera, you guys keep talking about your wins and shit because it's on camera. But we were doing this shit before there was cameras. We was bagging bros before there was cameras, so we know what it is. So it doesn't look like it's not a big deal to us. Abs, we got LDA, we got 50, all the older people. There's no disrespect to the younger people. What I'm saying is, I didn't just start doing this. I'm just talking about this shit on camera. But this is how we were living because this is the only way to live. Like you want something, you go after, you kill your dinner. So at the end of the day, there's too much content out there advising men what to do, and they're not doing it. They're too busy watching it instead of doing it.
Well, that's something you said. That's what I teach my son. I got a 19-year-old. I got a 19-year-old and 20-year-old and a 19-year-old. That's exactly what I tell them to do. Go out there, kill your dinner. No one's responsible for you but yourself. If you want her, talk to her. If you don't know what to say, call dad up. I got some game for you and her. That's how you do it.
Hey, how old are you, bro?
I'm 25.
25. I swear I knew it, but I just wanted to ask because then I want to be assuming shit. How is it for the 25-year-old guy?
Yeah.
Let me hear about that. What, these women be wanting to get slutted out or what? What's the deal with these young girls?
All right. So once I kind of opened my eyes to how women move nowadays, they're a lot more open to just being used as like a bedroom fun, right? So, but not only that, I'm also able to pick up girls from different states now. I've had girls visit me and fly out from different states just to hang out with me because I got that like AV is saying, I got that game that I can call them up on the phone and I can get them turned on so much that they want to fly out and see me. Most guys can't do that, right? So I got girls flying out from different states, and that's the benefit of social media. So now you don't even have to worry about, your local area, where before, like you guys were limited to, your local high school, all that kind of stuff. Now I can pick up girls from Michigan. I got a girl in Louisiana. They come out, fly out and visit me. So it's kind of
y'all lucky
crazy.
I'm not young again. Y'all lucky.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Bro, me and my partners used to get on the bus and go to different schools and shit.
Yep.
Out of school and post it up right there, like, all right, let's be ready, let's do it. Just
Teach
like
me
regular
the
stuff.
bus game.
But you know what? You know what?
Yo.
If I
You
just
know
had
what?
an email, just give me an email when I was young.
There you go.
But you know what? You know what? The same game that we used back there can be used now. I know what you're talking about, having women fly out. When I lived in Atlanta, every woman wanted to come to Atlanta. Guess what? The same game I used back in the 1980s, the same game I used to get them to fly out and spend time with me. It works, but you got to work it.
Yo, Epps. Before, I know you've been with wifey for a long time. I can't hear you on mute though. But refresh the youngins and just refresh us too, man. Like how the game used to be, even before the fame and all the shit that you were doing. How was the game before this new shit came in?
With me, it's okay. The girls, they want to get down. They always want to get down. But for me, it's too obvious that I run into a lot of opportunists.
Right.
So it's hard to figure out what they're around for. Now, I've ran into when I was young, ran into a couple of girls that till this day, they'll carry it to the grave that, they've been with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I shared that with my wife. I don't care, but they just feel like they want to carry it to the grave. And those are the ones I really, really kind of respect. You know what I mean? But the other ones, they're just straight opportunists for me. They want to see how much I want to give them. They want to see how much I want to provide for them. They want to see if I want to leave my wife for them. They want to see all types of shit. So in my younger days, boy.
You know what's crazy? Nah, no doubt. You know what's
like my boy said, I would grab him by the neck. You know what I mean? And it'll be a different situation. It'll be a different talk. It'll be a different attitude. Because
I remember
that's what I like, and whatever I like, you gotta like. Period.
Facts. Yo. But you know what's crazy though? In comparison, I know 1950 can attest to this. In our day, you had to lie to a broad. Yo, now you do not have to lie to a broad, bro. Like real talk. A lot of women, they with it. They want to fuck. They don't care. You just the only thing that you have to do in conjunction with not being lying to them. You could just be straight up honest with them. You can't judge them. You can't pretend that you know everything about them, their nature, because when you do that, they put their guards up. If you walk in with a non-judgmental attitude and you're just honest, listen, I just want to have a good time. Let's see where it goes from here. And you're fun and you're carefree, you in your frame, you can close the deal, bro. Because most men are not doing that. Most men are too busy trying to read her.
Go ahead.
Now go ahead, 50.
I think a lot of that has to do. I think a lot of that has to do too with women nowadays sexualized, and men are told to sit back. I've never seen I'm a vice principal on my regular day, and I'm at the dance watching the kids in high school. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And he's this 18-year-old.
Your phone breaking.
Yeah. Breaking up.
Your phone breaking. Your phone breaking, 50.
Yeah,
I got a comment on
that. This is what I want. I got to, while he get it together, I got a question for the panel. I'm gonna pass it to Topaz, and then we'll just do like the Brady Bunch. Bam, Topaz, Alpha Villains, LDA, Cam, Alex, Bachelor, 1950, and DJ Epps again. Now I'm just speaking for me. And I don't know if the younger guys can attest to this, but I know I got some OG cats that can attest to it. And if y'all don't know, I'm 40. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm an OG. I know I just look like I'm 25, but can't help it. I live good. This is what I want to know. For me, it's like it ain't fun no more. I miss that anticipation and that just like, man, what she think? It's so much instant shit now. It just takes away from all of it. Like I can't think of the last time I met a chick and was excited to talk to her. Because it's just so it becomes so routine to meet a girl, talk to a girl, meet a girl, talk to a girl, date a girl, meet a girl, talk to a girl, get snatched, talk to the girl, next one. So for me, this shit ain't fun no more. So what y'all got to say?
Well, so I do have to go, everybody. So this is gonna be my last words. I do want to thank y'all. It was nice meeting everybody. Thank you, Alfie, for bringing me up on the panel.
Peace, Topaz.
It's not fun anymore. I haven't even had the desire or the interest to be dating or getting phone numbers or any of that. And that was even before COVID, all because everything was just so boring, so routine. Like, no, the men didn't have any imagination. When I think of dating, I want to know what it would be like to be in a relationship with this guy. What is your personality like? What do you like to do in your free time? You know how many men can't even answer those questions? They don't have anything they like to do in their free time except for go places where they can get seen by women. That's all. That's literally all they do. Every time they get dressed, it's never anything that makes them feel good. It's never anything that they think that this goes. They don't have any thoughts outside of, well, how many women would like it? Like it's like they don't even exist. They're not a person. So I hadn't been dating for a couple of years because I just took time out to focus on some career things that I wanted to do because it wasn't fun anymore. You go out on a date, they didn't have any conversation. There was nothing that they could talk about. And a lot of men couldn't even suggest an appropriate date, like nothing that would be interesting that could start a conversation.
They don't
So,
say, let me rub your feet, baby. That's what they want to say.
you know what? There was a whole big push on trying to get into somebody's house, and they would say that.
Hold on, Topaz. This is what be happening. So they be talking to you, and then they say, I want to rub Topaz's feet, right? And then you ghost them, and then what they'll do is they'll hit me up on Instagram or book a consultation with me and be like, yeah, bro, I got this girl, right? She was choosing hard, giving me hard choosing signals and shit. And then I was supposed to go on a date, and then all of a sudden she flaked. Now, how can I get her to raise attraction? Yeah, fool, you didn't tell me the part where you said you want to rub her fucking feet and shit. They skip on the good fucking parts and shit to try to make themselves seem good, but you trying to be a show off to me, but I can't give you the good game because you're not telling me where you fucked up. You're still trying to come off like you know more than you do. Oh yeah, because I was just doing this and I was just about to. And then her side of the story is you was a cheap ass fucking bastard and shit, and you pulled out a 20 and then the change was 73 cents and you grabbed it. So you gotta tell me
right, like stuff like that. I guess they don't get that, like you're watching that kind of thing too. Now I don't like to be judgmental, but if I am, like, if that does happen on a date, I gotta read it for what it is. Like, he's really overly concerned about the 73 cents. That's gonna be useful information later on. I'm gonna need to know that. So
See, I talk y'all got some game, and because somebody in this chat that did some shit like that before, and y'all behind on your phone laughing like ha because you didn't done it before. You didn't tell me the pennies like that.
Yo, you know what?
Go ahead, bro.
What's up, Principal Bay? Is it fun? Nah. Yo, listen. Nothing is fun that disturbs my peace. Nothing is fun that disturbs my peace. There's a time and place for everything. Time and place to be ratchet. There's a time and place to fuck. There's a time and place for everything. But my peace is contingent on my structure. My days got to be structured, bro. You could see a person with a low vibration that doesn't have any vision, that's content with their life, will see my structure and my routine boring. But another successful person or aspiring will look at my routine and be like, yeah, I do that too. So again, is it fun? It's not fun. You want to know why it's not fun for me? Because it's hard to find somebody who's on my level, and not in an arrogant way, but in a more of a certain way, because I know what I can bring to the table and I know what I expect you to bring to the table. So it's not fun for me. So and it's a headache to kind of weed through all the bullshit because of the shit that we're talking about. The OnlyFans, $1 million in 6 hours, the solution, all these bitches are monetizing themselves. There's nothing we can do. The only thing that we can do, Topaz says something very important. She says, you know how many guys that can't answer simple questions? Everybody on this panel, you probably can, but at one point, somebody asks you what makes you happy as a man. Some people have families, some people have wives, some people have responsibilities. A lot of men don't know what makes them happy, bro, because they think they have to make their wife, their kids, and everybody else happy while they're suffering. It doesn't work that way, bro. So in order for shit to be fun and whatever, I didn't mean to cut you off. In order for shit to be fun for whatever you want to do, you gotta be fun within yourself, and then you go to shit and you be the life of the party, or you be fun. You can't rely on somebody to make you feel better unless you feel good already. Whatever somebody's going to give you is going to be extra. Do not rely on anybody, because even kids can look at you and just take another trajectory and not fuck with you. What you going to do? Your role is defined by who you are, not what you have or what you created, my G. That's me.
All right, real quick. Principal Bay said, "What's the beef? She's a child. She's no different than the girls who used to be on Jenny Jones." That people would. It's the same shit, Principal Bay. But see, they couldn't go viral when did the Jenny Jones days. That's the difference. If the internet was back then, we would have knew all them hoes back then. That's the difference between then and now. And AV, you saying what you said before you said what you said, it gave me the answer, bro. This is what needs to be done, bro. This is the solution. One of us need to blow up on some positive shit, and then that becomes the trend. Then everybody want to be positive. Then everybody want to be on it. That's it. That's it. Case closed. Boom. Somebody got to win. And see, right now we already know if you make ratchet content or you talk bad about people or you roast other people, you're gonna get automatic views and shit like that. Controversial, clickbait, all of that shit. So that's winning right now. So we got to make this shit win.
Yeah, Afi, one thing I wanted to add to that, because I actually posted something on Instagram today where I talk about like facing doubt and uncertainty. And when you face doubt and uncertainty and you take it on like head first, you're actually building yourself more than you actually think. Because I had a conversation with Alex a few days ago, feeling a lot of like doubt and uncertainty about the direction of my brain, which was going. And after talking to him, for quite a while, I figured out that, one reason I was holding myself back was because I was scared of facing the uncertainty and doubt. But when you do that, and the message of the Grand Male, which is again my brand, is that we're spreading the positive gospel of men, that men need to be positive role models of other men. We need to uplift each other. So if you're able to do that and you're able to remain authentic and true to yourself, which this is on the panel, every man can speak on that. Right there, again, you're planting the seeds of a more constructive and positive direction of society, because majority of society, again, LDA said this, like they make money off dysfunctional families. They make money off people who are lost and are completely misguided and misinformed on what to do. So if we, band together as a band of brothers, and also with Topaz, right? So we got like everybody on the panel, like working in conjunction with one another, like that can create a harmonious relationship with people out there. So if one of us do get big, at least we were there helping you out, create this positive message out there.
Can I answer Principal Bay's question to expand on that, what you guys said earlier?
Oh, go ahead. Where you at?
Okay. So the problem is not that they're doing that type of work. The problem is that it's promoted in music and it's looked up to by the younger generations. Okay, so what I was talking about earlier, I don't know if you guys, I tuned in kind of halfway to this, but what I was saying earlier with Cameron before we even hopped on this is that I think the younger generation, what's going to end up happening, right, is that the beautiful young girls are not going to work at McDonald's. They're going to do OnlyFans. And then the girls that are not so attractive are going to be the ones working at McDonald's. And we're going to see this separation in society that the beautiful women don't really have to work these hard labor intensive jobs. And they're going to be doing OnlyFans because they can get paid out and get the bag like that. And then the ones that are not so sexually desirable are going to be the ones that are working at McDonald's and so on and so forth. So when you pull up at McDonald's, you ain't going to see that cutie that's a 9 or an 8, right? That's 18 years old. And looking good, but you're gonna see a girl that's maybe like a 5 because she can't do the OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's what I think is gonna end up happening. And then unfortunately, these girls are making more money than the guys, so it kind of changes the dynamic with the relationship too in some cases, because these girls are gonna, they only want to date up, so they want to date guys with the equal income level or higher. And now most guys are gonna be left in the dust because the average income for a guy is around like $50,000. So in the U.S. at least.
Facts. Oh, well said. You on mute, Epps?
I said he just kicked some gems right now. That's what I'm talking about.
Facts.
Guys,
Shit,
I gotta
is
get
real.
up out of here myself, man. I really
All right.
appreciate the time.
Pleasure, bro.
And I'm gonna absorb everything that I heard from everybody, because, like I said, I am still learning. As a grown man, as a married man, still learning about a lot of women's. But at the same time, you got to be strong and you got to put your foot down. Keep your foot on the brake, on the gas. Don't let go, man.
That's
Let's
it.
go.
Yo, peace, Apps. Yo, thank you for coming on, my
Peace,
G.
Apps. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, everybody. Monday to Friday, weeknights, IG, 10 o'clock.
Let's go. DJ Apps and friends. Let's go.
I'll see you later,
Peace,
boy.
Garnier. Good points being made. Thanks for the super chat, bro. If you want to join.
No doubt.
Nah, that was you know what, man? Bachelors, I believe. I forgot the end of it. But yeah, you spit some gems, man. You're absolutely right. And again, this is a train and this is a machine that's not gonna stop. Only thing that we can control is ourselves. We have to consume content and apply what we're consuming, right? So if you eat something for energy to go work out, you got to do it. So all this content that's out there that you guys are listening to, the webinars and all the Patreon videos, how much of that are you actually putting into practice? You guys are consuming, but you're not practicing. That's very important, because if you don't do that, you're going to be stuck in that realm where it's just theory. You're the smartest in the room, but the brokest, right? Like, you're not doing anything with all your knowledge. It's like a book that you don't read. So at the end of the day, man, the benefit here with the older gentleman, LDA, Afi, and myself, among the 3 against 3 type of thing, is because we've had a little bit more experience. Not necessarily that we're smarter. We have more experience, practical experience, on-the-job training experience. And you guys have more theory. So I think in panels like this is important with the age gaps, because we can learn a lot from each other. And anyone who's listening can pick and choose what they need to apply based on how old they are.
Yeah. AV, can I tell you something, bro? What was the benefit of your guys' generation is that you guys had to go out and hunt, right? So now you got these skills, you got the confidence, and you built that through failure, right? So now a lot of these guys, you can teach them as much game as you want, but they don't have the solid foundation, they don't have the building blocks, they don't have the ability to take rejection, and they're being very much so feminized, and it's very much so a bad thing for our society. Like, I think that the more men embrace their masculinity, the more men embrace failure, rejection, the more men and work on these building blocks of confidence, then you can start absorbing that game. But I can teach you as much game as possible. I can teach you how to text the girl. I can teach you all this stuff. But when you show up on that date and you can't speak it in her ear confidently, and you don't have that look on your face, you know what I'm saying? You don't have that attitude, she's going to see right through you. So you can have all the game in the world, but if you don't have those building blocks, it's not going to mean anything.
Hey, let me ask you, since you coach, bro, what are the 2 main things that brothers have a problem with when they reach out to you? The 2 most common things.
I think approach anxiety in game. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing. I think the bar is higher than ever in the eyes of what girls are looking for, especially attractive women. Their standards are so high out. It's ridiculous. But at the same time, most men out there are like what you say. They can't do eye contact. They can't spit game. They can't do none of this stuff. So the thing is, once you can make a connection with a girl, once you can get her liking you, her on the paper standards go out the window, right? Look, I'm 5'5". Okay, you go on Tinder, most girls are gonna look for guys that are 6 foot tall. I have no problem getting girls. Okay, and like would I get a lot more girls if I was 6 foot? Absolutely. But I have girls flying out to see me. So what does that mean, right? If I can master making that connection, she's not gonna look at that paper checklist no more. She's invested in me. So if that's the biggest piece, is like guys don't have that initial confidence, and then they don't have the game to back it up. That's what I think.
Well, I could definitely tell that you have, you're the anomaly, bro. You're good looking kid, good looking man, rather young man. On the shorter side, right? But you are the anomaly where that shit doesn't phase you.
Right.
So you said something very important. You're right. Our failures or our lessons were a result of our losses. So I guess the question is for you guys. You guys are younger, right? I'm 47, bro. I want to retire at 50. Be behind the scenes. Aside from your coaching, what can we do to create and give the youth those foundational blocks that you talked about? Because we have it. I didn't grow up with my father. I don't think Afi did either. We got lucky, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, how are you guys going to promote that foundational block where most of you guys, not you guys, don't listen to old guys like us? You guys think we're out of the loop. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I want to jump into this right here and answer it first, because I think it's leading by example. one thing that I have to say is like as I've expanded, as I've done things with Cam and Paula, Bachelor's Journal, going through that. When you're doing this and you're putting it out into the world, I've had so many people from my past reach out to me like, "Oh my God, like what's going on? Like what are you doing? Like where are you going?" And that's the best way to do it. Because if you lead by example, then everybody else wants to follow, especially when they're seeing you completely skyrocket into a better life than they have themselves. And it's frustrating. Like I really wish, I really, really wish that everybody had that drive inside them, that they want to go ahead and do that before they hit rock bottom. But at the very least, what you can do is be better every day so that they look at it and they think about you and then they finally maybe reach out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I want to add on to this. So, let's talk about communication. Okay. Lots of guys, like Paulo was saying, are having communication issues approaching women. Now, that's half the work is done. Now, let's talk about having women in conversation with you are constantly engaged. This is not an easy feat, okay? But it should be simple. And the problem is that men don't have a basic fundamental understanding of communication. How can I be a captivating speaker? How do I engage a story with her where she feels like she's part of it, right? There's an art to this. There's finesse to this. There's a way where you can be smooth. Like when I'm sharing a story about me being, let's say, in a country. I told, like, for example, I went to Germany 2 years ago and I drove on the Autobahn and I had an 8 Series BMW that I rented for that whole day. And that was a lot of fun. So what I do is I put her in the story. I say, imagine you're in a convertible top BMW. Driving around at the town. You grab yourself some bakery. You go to the bakery. You go maybe grab yourself a drink at the beer garden. Right? Like you're putting her in your world. So if you as a man can have the power of communication by being engaged and getting captivated, you are standing out like crazy.
Yep. I want to add something on to what Alex said. So I think the first thing is always lead by example, right? You want to inspire people who see like all the time I'm getting better in fitness, I'm getting better with cooking, all this stuff. I'm trying to display that stuff. But I think there's two critical points in a man's life that can change his life forever. One is a very bad heartbreak, and two is going through financial difficulty, right? Extreme financial difficulty. Those two things can change a man's life forever. So if when the information comes and they go on YouTube once they experience this heartbreak and they see positive messages from guys like us, positive role models, and all that, then we can steer them the right way, right? Because now we got them at a point where we can tell them to go right instead of go left. And left is depression and blaming themselves, and right is taking accountability and improving, right? As a man and say, okay, I can take this energy and become a better man with it. But I heard something interesting that, masculinity and direction and accountability, all this stuff is missing so much in society that men have to go online to find it. Because a lot of men are being raised by single mothers. Nothing wrong with single mothers, but I'm just saying that they're missing that element of masculinity in the house, and so they have to go online to find dating coaches or to find whatever the answers is online because they can't find an example in real life, right? So I try to make an impression, even if I'm going grocery shopping. I'm looking good. I'm wearing my cologne. I'm showing I got muscles, all this kind of stuff. And hey, I'm gonna be courteous with all the people. I'm gonna open the door, whatever it might be, because I know some little kids watching me. You know what I'm saying? You make that impression. It's those little impressions that you make in life that matter. But ultimately, we want to be there when that guy has that heartbreak or whatever, and he's making a choice on right or left. He can turn right and come on our side, and we're gonna lead him the right way.
Good stuff. Hey, for you guys in the chat, we're going to go another like 10 minutes. So if you have a question for the panel, make sure you put it in there. All right. Lawrence, you right there? You froze? Are you up?
Yeah, man, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
It looked like you was froze.
No, I was just chilling. I'm not sure what y'all was talking about because my computer died on me. So I'm just listening right now to you guys, what you guys were saying.
Now, Bachelor's Journal was basically saying that, and I'll let you chime in on that, LD, just to recap you. Bachelor's Journal was saying that it's unfortunate that there is such a lack of masculinity and positive role models in real life that men have to go on YouTube and Google to figure out how to tie a tie or how to get over a heartbreak or how to talk to a broad. So us, I wanted to fill you back into what he was saying, and he's absolutely right, man. We've gotten to a point where he's talking about how he wants to be the proof. You know what I mean? He works out, he smells good, he always carries himself in a certain way to be the proof, because that's the only thing that you can do. But a lot of guys, man, they rather listen. They will not listen to somebody who's got gray hair and shit like that, older gentleman. They think that we out of the loop, like I was saying before. But at the end of the day, they looking for something. Women are looking for something, and you're right there. But a lot of people don't know themselves. So what can you tell the youth? And based on what he's saying, what do you think men can do, bro? Like to really make themselves real in real life?
I think the biggest thing that any man can do is to be authentic, be authentically himself. I think we have a lack of authentic men being authentic, and we have lost touch with that. So, like for me, when I was younger, I had a bunch of men. I had a dad. My dad was in my life. He was the king of our house. So I had that there, but I also had other men who were in my life who served as mentors to guide me in different areas that maybe my father didn't offer me. One thing I learned to do was to shut up and to listen to what these older men were saying. I still contact some of them. One is actually down in Miami, where you at, Alpha Villain. Someone is somewhere else in New York. But I learned to be quiet and listen. I realized I didn't know it. So if I don't have the skill set for something, I'm going to trying to find a solution in a man who can give it. My camera's doing that by itself. Who can do that? Who can actually give me what I need? So what I think a lot of these guys are missing, they're looking for daddy. They're looking for their father that they didn't have because their mother became the substitute. And she only did what she could do because of the lack of the father being there. So with the lack of the father being there, there is a void in a lot of men that they're trying to fill by multiple sex partners, by doing this and doing that, and that void has not been filled in them because no father had said to them, "This is my son, and who I am well proud of."
Yeah, LDA, to your point, I actually came from so I know that your example it has a lot of validity. Now, I want to explain my personal situation. I come from a two-parent household. My father is a strong masculine figure, but here's the thing. I grew up with a little sister. I have a lot of love for my little sister, but I always wish I had a big brother to teach me this kind of stuff about dating and the reality of feminine nature. So that void was in my life, LDA, and to everyone in the panel and everyone in the chat, like I was like always like I would have to do it on my own. And when I did ask my dad about this, my dad, like, he's from the Middle East, is a little bit out of touch with American women. So, like, he didn't grow up here. Now, if and when I have children one day, I have a son. Oh, damn right, this guy's gonna be tight with game. he's going on the right path. He's gonna dress well. He's gonna smell good, just like what Paolo was saying from Bachelor's Journal. So, for me, I needed that void. I had that void. I needed a big brother to teach me. So that's why I went on the internet to reach out to other people. Appy is like my big brother to me. When I saw him in LA, I was like, "Yo, Appy, what's up, dude?" Like I was super hyped because these guys have helped me learn about myself, that it's okay to be authentic and it's okay to be, don't be shameful of what happened in the past. Like just move forward and be the man that you're supposed to be and get it done ASAP.
You said something very important, Grand Male. You said something very important that I'm glad that you said. You said that you were one of the few people who grew up with a male figure, a two-parent household.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that the father is in a masculine frame. A lot of men get emasculated. It's cheaper to keep, or they want to stay married and shit because it's cheaper to keep, or they scared to be out on their own. They out of touch and shit. They can't date. So masculinity doesn't necessarily just have to come from a father. It has to come from within, as somebody who was masculine. Because you can have a lot of simps. There's a lot of dudes out here, B, that are simps, B, and they married and shit. They think they chilling. And I know I'm RP aware. And I don't call them out on their shit, but I'm just like, my nigga, nah. And a lot of their girls don't like me. And that's cool. I'm good with that because I don't keep your girl away from me. I'm good with that. But they know, like, when my niggas get with me, they know I'm like, nah, that's not gonna work, bro. A lot of bros had to unfollow me, my boys, girls, they had to unfollow me. Nah, AV, you're not really that dude. I'm like, nah, I am that dude, but I'm just saying we're not romantically involved, so you don't see that side. But if you were my broad, you know what it is. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so you could still tell somebody who's instructionally have learned something instructionally, or people who've actually lived it. Afi lived it, LDA lived it, I lived it, because we talk different. Even though we talking the same shit y'all talking, we talk different because we talk from experience. You guys talk from knowledge. Shit that y'all read, and it's no knock. It's no knock on anybody. But what I'm saying is to combine it. I'm not better. You guys are teaching me shit, but to combine it. Listen to an OG, bro. Listen to a dude that doesn't have sound effects and shit and fancy shit. Yeah, all that shit, all that fancy shit. Yeah, I know LDA just leveled up, but what I'm saying is don't look at the subscriber base, because a lot of the subscriber base doesn't reflect. The people that reflect us are very few, and that's why the subscriber base, and we don't have all that fancy shit coming, doesn't mean that our message isn't as valuable, bro.
Hey, I wanna hop in here, AV and Avi, both of you. One of the big things is the vibe, the energy, and you need to find people that vibe with you. And so when you talk about like reverberations, things like that, make sure that the people that you're listening to are ones that you can resonate with. And I think that's what's most important in this space is like, if you're really trying to self-improve, make sure that you find the people that you can actually self-improve with instead of just taking on somebody else's message.
Good point. Good point. Good point. Because everybody
that's personality. Like, I mean, sometimes people be like, yeah, I like you and ARC. How? We ain't on the same vibe. How can you like both of us? We different. Shit. You gotta, I mean, that's just like, I don't know. Just like he said, it got to be a connection. Like,
that's what I'm saying, and you're absolutely right. And the only way you can identify what's a good fit for you or a good connection for you is to know yourself. You too busy relying on how she's gonna fit, how you gonna fit in her world versus how she's gonna fit in yours. And the reason why you too worried about that, because you don't have anything established for yourself. You can rent out a room, not have a car. Yo, a lot of these dudes that got the most pussy, bro, this was before they had fame. They had shit. They were getting pussy like it was nothing. So at the end of the day, most dudes never got pussy. They weren't good with girls. And now they on YouTube, then they all of a sudden good with girls. And now the guys who don't have status and who were never good with girls are just listening to those dudes, those intermediate dudes. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying that it's not going to work, but at the end of the day, you have to understand, you have to take what really has worked then and will continue to work with you. You can't just focus on one thing, bro.
Yeah, I just had a breakthrough right now. I was just thinking about this when AV was talking. He's like, a lot of times like guys are trying to like go in the direction of what the girls, they're trying to make sure that they fit her narrative, right? Her direction. But I just thought of something right now. How could you know yourself if you're following someone else's direction the whole time? And that's why it took me so long, AV and everyone on the panel. It took me so long to finally figure out who the hell Grand Cam is. Who the hell am I? What do I like to do? What are my standards? What are my boundaries? Oh, wait a second. I can tell a girl no if she's acting up. Wait, I can have respect for myself? Who the hell teaches you this stuff? Nobody. And because the mainstream teaches you that you gotta, pander to the opposite gender, right? And it's so wrong, because how the hell can you know yourself and set up boundaries and standards when someone is not respecting them?
That's what I'm saying. And it's very well said. You can't, society's telling you, society's setting you up to lose, bro. Correct. And society's telling you to be humble. Society's telling you, AV, put your shirt on. Why you know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, society's telling you, you got to calm down. You got to be humble. Bro, no, you don't. As long as you're not hurting somebody, because again, they don't want women to be humble. They want men to be humble because they know. So at the end of the day, man, it's not about being rude or being isolated or being a dick to a broad. It's just about being who you want to be and invite anybody who wants to come in, and anybody who wants to leave, you let them leave. It's a revolving door, but at least it's your door. You're not going to a spot where the girl could kick you out. You in your spot so you could kick her out.
Because you know why? Like you said, I'm a villain. It is your world. When you understand it, that it is your world that you create, guess what happens? They have the opportunity whether they want to fly in or whether they want to fly out. And set parameters whether it's okay or not. I am doing so. I can't say all of it, but I am doing that right now. This is what I want. This is what I expect. Either you in or you out. Guess what happens? She has a conscious choice she has options now. Either you're going to go with my program or you're going to be out. Guess what? Because it's my world. And when men realize that their world, that they can decide, okay, and this the problem is they think if I say this is my world, that I'm going to lose out on one particular girl. There is another girl knocking at the door. How can I be down with you? How can I rub your feet? How can I get cake for you? How can I do that? But you are so asphyxiated with one girl that didn't go along with your program that you get lost and missing on the many women who are waiting to be your very one.
Most young dudes at least, they don't have that world because they living at home in their mama's basement and they're trying to learn game. But guess what? You can have the car, you can have anything, but it ain't gonna work if you're trying to bring her back to your mama's house. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have that. You gotta create that world first, and before you create that world, you gotta have some accountability that you need to get that world created.
You know what though? You're absolutely right, Bachelor's Journal. And I guess things have changed because back in the day and shit, we used to sneak broads into the room and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing. But in your defense, the bar was lower as far as the women's expectations.
Yeah.
Right? There were landlines and shit. You know what I mean? Beepers. Now women have access to people all around the world. So now their bar is higher. So you younger guys, 18, which is very unrealistic. You guys got to have your own crib, your credit up, your body right at 18. Like that shit is hard. And the foods that you guys are eating are killing your testosterone. Yep. So it's unfortunate. Like the expectations of women are, even though they're unrealistic, they are realistic because this is what they're dictating. You guys are up against you guys are up shit's creek. But the only thing that you can control is your mind and knowing what you can do. It's not going to happen overnight, man. But these broads are winning. And the only thing that you can do is just control yourself because when they fall back down, and you know they are, you'll be ready to pick who you want to be with.
Dude, you said that, AV, I thought about when I was in high school. Dude, I had a girlfriend in 11th grade, 12th grade year. I go over her house. Her mother would cook me food.
Yeah, you know
you want to eat. She had a basement. She had a basement bedroom. So she'll cook me food, her daughter food, and the father food. They knew who I was. I ain't gonna say their name. Go downstairs. I do my little homework. Her sister had a room next to her. She said, here's a box of condoms. Y'all do what y'all need to do. That's how you do it. That was in the grade.
Hey, can I say something real quick once he's done? I didn't mean to cut you off if you were still going. Hey, about that, every time being a young guy, right? I was in that weird kind of phase before this whole social media thing blew up, right? I still was at the point where I was riding bicycles over to my homies' houses, and the way you found your friends was how many bikes was in front of the house. I was the last generation, okay? So now I can't tell you a girl's house that I've been to where a girl has had a solid connection with her mother and her father, if the father's even in the picture. And if the mama's in the picture, she probably ain't cooking. She probably ain't doing none of that stuff.
Hey, we're going to go ahead and say good night. So go ahead and say your last words. Sir Ism, thanks for the super chat. And you can click in the link to end the show, Sir Ism. But go ahead, Better Bachelor. Tell everybody who you are, where they can reach you, and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram at Paulo's Journal. And then my Instagram for my quote page is Bachelor's Journal. But you can find me on TikTok. That's where I put most of my content, which is at Bachelor's Journal.
I'm gonna follow you on Instagram too, and I want a TikTok shout out, man. I got 50 followers. I'm trying to get to 100. Go ahead, Alex.
Yep. Good stuff. All right, yeah, Afi, thank you for having me again. What we're doing right now between Paulo, Cam, and myself is we're doing this new level dating, which is going to be fully launching shortly. But you can find me on Instagram at the Husband, as I have right here on the stream, and I do a lot of work on dating coaching, online dating, getting yourself figured out. So go ahead and send it off.
Okay, Cam.
All right. Hey guys, it was a pleasure for you to tune in to listen to what I have to say and all the esteemed members of our panel throughout the night. So thank you very much. Blessings to all of you all. And again, my name is Grand Cam. I have an Instagram. It's the Grand Cam. Also, if you look at my name on that side, it's the Grand Male. So again, what I do is I help you free yourself from the mental constraints of life. So you're mentally free so you can be the man you're supposed to be. I have streams on Tuesday nights where I do Grand Male interview series. Actually, AV is going to be doing a show with me on 420. I'm super stoked for that. And then I have a Grand Ladies interview series where I'm helping women connect with other women who are positive female role models for other women out there. So I had one episode actually this week with Sonia. It was awesome. And Thursdays I do streams with Paolo and Alex where we have other guests come in. So again, if you want to work with me on dating, how to build a solid Instagram, and just how to get out of this funk that you're in, whatever self-help you need, I'm here for you. I got your back. Let's make it happen.
All right.
We wrapping it up. LDA.
Yo, this is Lawrence D. Adams. Have a show every day, 12:30 to 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. Well, we do from Monday through Friday, we do series. So I don't know what the series is going to be tomorrow, but we're going to do a series tomorrow from 12:30 to 1:30 every Monday through Friday. And you can find me on Instagram, Lawrence D. Adams, and on Facebook, where I do drop wisdom and esoteric knowledge. And I'm out.
I go by the name of AV, aka Alpha Villains, man. Thank you, Afi, and the panel for having us on, man. I want everybody to listen up, man. You know, a lot of people, you know, Afi's here to serve. We all here to serve. We on a Sunday night. Some of us work on the East Coast and shit. You have to invest in the time that Afi decides to put this shit together, man. This shit is not easy to orchestrate, to call people, to have everybody commit to providing knowledge that you guys need, because everyone on this panel, we don't need this knowledge. Right. You guys need this fucking knowledge. Likes are free. Get the likes up. Leave a comment. If you can't leave a super chat, leave a comment. Leave a comment and like the video, because it's very important. Because if you guys don't want us to continue, you guys say you fuck with Afi, prove it. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave a comment, subscribe, share the message, and send a super chat, because it's very important for us to do this shit on a Sunday, because we can do better things that will be more valuable.
Sunday.
What's that?
This Sunday, it's Easter Sunday.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, Cash App, Afi, put it in your Cash App. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate the opportunity as always, man. It's always an opportunity for Afi to invite me. I always learn something new. Shout out to the panel, all the young guys, the new guys that I just met. Thank you for having me on.
Good. You guys tune in tomorrow morning for the regular daily show, 7:45 a.m. We're gonna do a reaction video tomorrow. Make sure you cop the books, Analytical Confusion, Finesse Game. Make sure you get all these books. Get all of them. Get
the six-pack.
Get the six-pack. Get them all. All of them. And follow me on the gram at Mr. King Genius. If Sirism, you got about 10 seconds. And 10, 9, 8. Press a 1 if y'all gonna leave a comment in the chat. 7, 6. Because I'll let you come on just to say I am a cyborg. You can come on just to say that, and then bye. Trying to wait for you.
Buy the six-pack.
Buy the six-pack. Yeah, man. Follow everybody. Bachelor's Journal, husband. All that.
Y'all. Good night.
Hey, God bless. Good night.
Peace, guys. All right, later.